We've been joined now by UConn coach Bob Diaco. The Huskies are 2-6 overall, 1-4 in the American Athletic Conference. UConn was in action this past Saturday against UCF, and UConn won the game 37-29. Up next for the Huskies will be this Saturday against Army. The game will be played at Yankee Stadium. It will be a 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time start on the CBS Sports Network. Coach, thank you for joining us on the call today. If you would take a minute to tie up the home win against UCF and tell us what you expect to see as you head to Yankee Stadium to face Army, please.
Just credit to Central Florida. They got a class operation there. The players are a high character, classy group. Everything we experienced as they visited the Rent Saturday afternoon. It's a really well coached team by Coach O'Leary. It was exciting and interesting to try to prepare. And you can see the layers of maturity and coaching as that team performs. So, hats off to them. Exciting win for us. Every win right now is exciting. Wins are hard to come by, and it's great that we were able to get one to reinforce our culture, reinforce our messaging, reinforce the things we do from a fundamental and systems and skill development standpoint. So much needed. Guys were able to execute and protect the ball in an inclement weather day, and tackling was sound and effort was high. So there were some components to giving yourself a chance to win and not beating yourself, and those are things that we've done in the past here. It's been a season long of moments of that, but we're getting better and better each day, and looking forward to this Saturday's matchup.
Take questions for Coach Diaco, please. *1 on your telephone to join the queue, and the operator will introduce you.
We'll go first to Dan Tortora Broadcast Media.
Hi, Coach. How you doing today?
Good, Dan. You?
Good. Thanks for asking. I want to go a little bit off of that last game, not only stopping a 5-game losing streak, but defeating such a successful team like UCF. Just what a win like that can mean to your program, to go a little bit further on that.
Yeah, it's great. We're not overblown with it. We're not, going, crazy and having some kind of, I thought the players handled the win properly. It wasn't some kind of exacerbated jubilation after the game. They looked like we'd been there and looked like we prepared, and looked like we prepared to win and looked like we expected to win. So then they were good that night, and there wasn't some kind of monumental moment later that night or celebration. It was just a good professional approach and that to winning. So it's exciting to win any game, exciting to win a conference game, exciting to see all the work kind of pay off on the scoreboard for a moment. So we know back to work now, and like we said, we are honest with the players. When they're in moments and they're not preparing to win, and they're earning losing, we tell them. We'll stop the moment. We'll stop the practice. I'll call them all up. I said, here's where you're at right now. And when they've had a practice where we earned winning, and they should expect success, we tell them those moments too. So you have a sound week, you have a proper week, you have a week where you prepare, and you end that week, and then you go to the contest you expect to win, period.
And then looking at Deshaun Fox, we had talked about him last week. 200-yard games as a receiver versus UCF. He does it as a rusher. Just his versatility and what he's meant to the team and what he can mean going forward, because he's kind of seems like he's started to show himself a little bit more consistently now.
Yeah, and Fox, Fox is a guy that, like when I was on the phone waiting to have my turn, they were talking about the conference accolades, and Fox rushed for X amount out of the Wildcat formation. It's not a Wildcat formation. That's the thing. Fox played quarterback in high school. He has passes. We didn't throw any because it was raining, and we didn't need to. So, but he's so versatile because there's another component that you really haven't seen yet. We threw a couple passes maybe 4 weeks ago or so with him, but he's got a full complement of passes. that he does also.
Thanks, Coach. I truly appreciate it. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Shannon Owens-Green of Orlando Sentinel.
Hi, Coach. UCF had struggled with mobile quarterbacks before, particularly against Houston. I'm wondering, as a defensive-minded coach, what tendencies did you notice about them that made you know that well, I just said it wasn't a Wildcat, but that made you know that Fox would have some success?
It wasn't necessarily Fox, although Fox comes in and he's operating at a different speed. We felt pretty confident in a particular look out of a particular formation. So we thought we'd be able to get a little push and that they would have to answer it a particular way. If they answered it systematically from a calls standpoint, then that would create something else. And if they just try to tweak fundamentally, then that would create a different issue. So.
Also, it's a very bold decision on your school's part to schedule UCF for homecoming. I'm wondering what went into that decision as far as bringing that particular team in for your homecoming game.
You know what? I'm not sure. I wondered the same thing when I saw it. I thought the same thing. I said, oh, my gosh, we're going to play these guys at homecoming? Ay, ay, ay. I thought the same thing. But I would say this. I am so respectful and almost kind of in awe of Coach O'Leary and his teams. Once he had a chance to get that thing rolling down there, he's been great or good to great every year. And as long as he's at the helm, they'll always be good to great. So as I'm watching the team, I'm actually talking to our team about how, hey, you're going to enjoy watching these guys. These guys play football like we want to play football. So it was so good that at the end of the week, for me, if they'd oblige, for me, I thought win, lose, or draw that I would make a statement about. To me, I would like to create a rivalry game out of respect, not out of silliness or out of respect that I think the conference needs. Me personally, now no one said it to me from the conference, but now maybe it's just me. At Iowa, I played at Iowa. I coached at Iowa. We played Minnesota for Floyd of Rosedale. And then I was at Cincinnati and we played Louisville for the Keg of Nails. And at Notre Dame we played USC for the Shillelagh. It's almost like we need something. I don't know. Maybe some other teams have something, or maybe Central's got something with South. I'm not sure about that, but to me, if they were looking to separate themselves a little bit from some of that Southern stuff, that might be kind of cool, like a North versus South kind of rivalry, and I'd be excited about that, where a trophy's exchanged. But actually, out of respect for Coach O'Leary and his program, they're just awesome, and I know what a great energy it would create if it was a rivalry game for our program.
It's a good idea. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Coach Diaco, please?
No further questions in queue.
And Coach, well, thank you for your time this week. We look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
Thank you.